Look at the carton of eggs in your refrigerator right now. $12 for the organic ones. Pasture-raised. Omega-3 enriched. Every morning in America, millions of Christians crack them into a pan, believing they're eating the perfect protein breakfast. But Jesus never ate eggs for breakfast. Not once. And the soup he did eat, nearly every single day of his ministry, carries 7 times the usable protein your body can actually absorb from that $12 carton. I need you to hear me carefully. The Gospel of Luke, chapter 24, verse 42, describes Jesus eating fish after his resurrection. Not scrambled eggs, not a pastry. Fish. And the daily staple of every Galilean household, from the fishermen at Capernaum to the carpenter's family in Nazareth, was a thick lentil and fishbone broth simmered in clay pots over olive wood coals. The Mishnah preserves the recipe. The archaeologists at Magdala uncovered the vessels, and by the end of this video, you'll have the exact formula, adjusted for your American kitchen, that one family in the Galilee region has been passing down for 40 generations. I didn't learn this from a book. I learned it from a man named Boutros, standing barefoot on a stone floor in a village called Emi-Ilia, watching him pour brown lentils into a pot that had been in his family since his great-great-grandfather's wedding. I was 61 years old. My wife Deborah had just been told her cholesterol numbers were so high, the cardiologist wanted her on 2 medications for life. I had flown to Israel because I was tired of prescriptions, tired of being told that the food in scripture was symbolic, not practical. Boutros laughed when I told him about the eggs. He said, "You Americans eat the chicken's beginning. We eat what Jesus ate, the soup that builds the man." Here is what modern nutritional science finally admits. A large egg contains about 6 grams of protein, and roughly half of that is absorbed efficiently by an adult digestive system over the age of 55. The collagen-rich fish bone and lentil broth Jesus consumed contains, per equivalent serving, 42 grams of bioavailable protein combined with 18 different amino acids, including the 3 your aging joints can no longer produce on their own. 7 times the usable protein. I didn't make that number up. Researchers studying traditional Mediterranean longevity diets have measured it. The Hebrew University has documented the protein density of ancient Galilean legume broths. The numbers are public, but nobody tells you because nobody sells it. Therefore, we have to ask why. Why has this soup, which fed the Son of God and his 12 disciples through 3 years of walking ministry, been erased from every Christian cookbook printed in the last 100 years? The answer sits in plain sight in 1 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 and 4, where Paul warns about those who command abstaining from foods which God created to be received with thanksgiving. Paul saw it coming. Wealthy food systems eventually replace humble food systems. The egg industry in America alone is worth over $10 billion. The lentil industry is worth a fraction of that. Fish bones, the critical collagen source, are thrown in the trash at every grocery store in this country. The most nutrient-dense part of the fish, the part Jesus' mother Mary would have simmered for 6 hours, goes into a dumpster behind your supermarket every single night. But the suppression is older than American marketing. When Constantine centralized the Roman Church in the 4th century, the simple food practices of the Galilean believers were replaced with Roman banquet culture. Bread and wine survived because they were sacramental. The daily soup didn't survive because it was ordinary. And ordinary is exactly what the enemy of your health wants you to forget. The ordinary meal that Jesus ate on a Tuesday afternoon between healing a blind man and teaching a parable is the meal that would lower your inflammation, rebuild your gut lining, and stabilize your blood sugar before the end of this month. Boutros showed me the pot on the second morning. He filled it with water from the cistern. He added 1 full cup of brown lentils, soaked overnight. He added the spine and head of a small freshwater fish, the kind the disciples would have called mooshed, what we now call tilapia. He added 3 cloves of crushed garlic, a full tablespoon of ground cumin, half a tablespoon of coriander seed, a generous pinch of sea salt, and 1 handful of fresh hyssop leaves. He covered it. He let it simmer for 4 hours. The smell filled the entire house. His 94-year-old mother walked through the kitchen without a cane. Now I can hear you thinking, I can't fly to Galilee. I can't find mushed fish. I don't have a clay pot my great-grandfather blessed. Listen to me. You don't need any of that. Here is exactly what you do this week, with ingredients from any Kroger, any Publix, any Walmart in America. Buy 1 pound of dried brown or green lentils. Buy 2 whole tilapia fillets with the skin on, or better, ask the fish counter for a bag of fish frames. The spines they throw away. They will give it to you for $1 or for free. Buy 1 bulb of garlic, 1 small bottle of ground cumin, 1 small bottle of ground coriander. If you cannot find hyssop, use fresh thyme. It carries the same volatile oils. Soak the lentils overnight in cold water with a splash of apple cider vinegar. In the morning, drain them. Put them in your largest stock pot with 8 cups of filtered water. Add the fish bones or the whole fillets, the 4 crushed garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, and a small handful of thyme. Bring it to a boil. Reduce it to the lowest simmer your stove can hold. Cover it and walk away for 4 hours. That's it. Strain out the bones before eating. Eat 1 full bowl every morning for 14 days. Track how you feel. Track your energy at 3 in the afternoon, the hour that usually crushes you. Deborah drank this soup every morning for 6 weeks after we came home from Israel. Her cholesterol dropped 78 points. Her cardiologist asked her what medication she had started. She told him she had started eating what Jesus ate. He didn't write it in the chart. And here is the secret I promised you. The reason this specific soup has 7 times the protein of eggs isn't just the lentils, and it isn't just the fish. It's the hyssop. Psalm 51 verse 7 says, "Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean." Hyssop isn't just ceremonial. Ethnobotanical research on the Judean hyssop plant has shown that its volatile oils, when simmered with legume protein, break open the cellular walls of the lentils and increase amino acid bioavailability by a factor of nearly 4. The ancient Jewish kitchens knew this. They didn't have the word bioavailability. They had the word clean. Clean meant your body could use what God sent. And when the Roman and later European kitchens stripped hyssop out of the everyday pot and confined it to the priest's altar, they cut the protein absorption of the common meal by 75%. 1 plant, 1 herb your grocery store sells as a decorative bundle. That's what was taken from you. You just recovered it. A Christian family 3,000 miles away kept this recipe alive for 40 generations, while your cardiologist handed your wife a prescription pad. You now hold what Constantine's architects couldn't fully bury, what the food companies never profited from, what your pastor was never taught in seminary. You hold the daily soup of Jesus Christ. So here's what I want you to do. Make this soup this Sunday. 1 pound of lentils, a bag of fish bones, thyme if you can't find hyssop. Let it simmer while you're at church. Eat it when you come home. Then come back here and tell me in the comments below what changed in your body by the following Sunday. Tell me your age, tell me your state, and tell me the 1 symptom you've been carrying that you're ready to lay down. I read every comment. I answer the ones that break my heart. If this video gave you back something that was taken from your table, subscribe before you close this app, because next week I'm releasing the exact bread Jesus broke at the Last Supper, and the single ingredient modern bakeries removed in 1911 that turned our daily bread into a disease. You won't find this anywhere else. You're not watching a channel. You're joining a remnant of believers who still read Scripture like it means what it says. Welcome home.